welcome back.
Yeah.
We've got another great video for you today.
Yes, literally the day that this comes out, we are boarding an Alaska cruise.
Yeah. So in lieu of a packing video, we wanted to give you some of our like Alaska essentials that we're going to be bringing along and that we would recommend for you to bring along if you're doing an Alaskan cruise as well.
Yeah, we go up into that area a ton. And so we have really honed those things that make such a big difference to our experience.
We've done a lot of testing and adjusting.
Exactly.
So the stuff that we're going to recommend to you are things that we've kind of proven through that are going to work.
Yeah, so let's
get into it. So I think the easiest way to do this is to start at the top and then like work our way down. So the number one obvious thing is going to be you're going to need a hat.
Yes.
The sun is very intense up in Alaska. Even on an overcast day, you could get burnt really easy, especially if you have short hair like me. So definitely recommend bringing a hat. You could do a brimmed one, or you could do something like this. I think this is technically like a running hat. I got it at REI. They're super comfortable and they pack down nice. So definitely a hat.
The other thing is a beanie, especially like when you're on Glacier Day and you're outside a ton, or if you have any kind of excursion. We love like net gaiters because if there's a lot of wind, this will like
kind of block it and just can even kind of can transition, I can't say that word, between like your jacket and like that space that's always open right here.
Keep you warm.
The next big thing is going to be a jacket, and specifically a rainproof jacket.
Yes.
So I have, it's just a shell. It packs up nice and easy and tight. You want to make sure that you bring something that is fully waterproof, not semi-waterproof, not looks kind of waterproof. Make sure that it's a waterproof jacket because it rains a lot in Alaska, no matter the time of year. And if you get stuck in a rain, like downpour, you're going to be miserable if you don't have this.
And the winds can kind of get crazy. So we definitely recommend having that over an umbrella. Because an umbrella isn't really going to be super functional.
No, not at all. It's going to get blown out and do the little teepee thing and you're going to be frustrated. So yeah, definitely bring a rain jacket.
Yes. The next thing is pants. So we don't recommend having jeans for like excursions or port days because the second that those get wet, they're going to be really uncomfortable.
Definitely.
So,
yeah, they don't recover. Jeans don't recover once they're wet. So a big thing that I like this brand, it's called Cool. I get them at REI. This is kind of an expensive option, but there's lots of other cheaper, great options out there. You want something that's going to wick water. I really like these two because if they get dirty, they kind of wipe off easy. And then they're easy to layer under. So that's the other problem with jeans a lot of times is you can't really layer easily under them. So if you get cold easy like Michelle, you could put like a pair of leggings or something under your pants and still have that outer layer protection. And then kind of going down to the bottom, we have shoes. So again, kind of the same idea of if you have the wrong shoes, the second they get wet, they're miserable. So I definitely suggest this would be one of those areas that I would say spend a little bit of money in, and honestly even the pants too. Especially
if you're going to be exploring the ports a lot like we're going to.
So these specific ones, these are Morels. I just actually got these for this trip. They're waterproof. They've got a little bit of tread on the bottom so that if we do any hiking or anything like that. But the big thing is the waterproof. So if you buy a non-waterproof boot or something for your trip, they do make sprays that you could use to kind of spray on the outside to help with water. But as soon as your feet get wet, you're going to be kind of miserable. So I would highly suggest maybe spending some money for this cruise because it's kind of a once-in-a-lifetime thing. Get yourself a good, reliable pair of either boots or waterproof shoes like this.
So Kyle's bringing tennis shoes. I'm just bringing my hiking boots that are waterproof.
Same brand. So you probably booked your Alaska cruise because you want to see all the wildlife. You want to see the bears.
And the whales.
And the whales. And the eagles. All the things. So you're going to need a way to do that. So one of the most important things that you could bring on an Alaskan cruise is a good pair of binoculars.
And this definitely isn't the place to cheap out. You really want to have a good set of binoculars.
And so fair warning, what I'm about to show you, these are very expensive and they're at least $150. We'll put the price up here. These are made by Nikon. Nikon is a camera manufacturer company. I can't say that word. And so they make really good glass. And the reason that's important is I've talked to a lot of people that will buy a cheap set of binoculars off of Amazon and then as soon as a cloud crosses the sky, they can't see anything.
Yeah.
And so you really want to spend some money on these. They will last you forever.
Yeah.
These ones specifically are waterproof, so you could be out in a downpour totally fine. I have 3 pairs of these. These are what I use in my professional like wildlife work.
Yeah.
I love them because they come in a nice little carrying case, and you can either put a strap on, I put a carabiner on, and just hook it onto my waist. But definitely want to spend some money on binoculars. Doesn't have to be these ones. You don't have to go crazy like this crazy.
Or you can go crazier
Michelle's
and get
are even
my
worse.
Binoculars.
These are image stabilized.
Yes. So if you have any binocular questions, Kyle is really great.
Yeah, please leave them down in the comments.
Yeah, a lot of it lines up with like camera things and things he looks for.
Yeah. So we will
put those in the comments.
We will link these below, but don't feel like you have to get this exact pair. The moral of the story is spend a little bit more than maybe like $20 or $30 on your binoculars.
Yes.
These are also the exact ones that Disney sells in their gift shop, and I'm pretty sure that they're selling them for like almost $100 more than what you could get them on Amazon.
I know, we'll have to look
so
at it.
I'll be curious.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely get a good pair of binoculars.
And while you're using those binoculars on deck, make sure you have a reusable water bottle.
And not just on deck, for excursions.
Kyle loves his water bottle.
I just got this water bottle. I'm on the train, guys.
The
Walla train. I get it. I get it now.
Yeah. But we are very big about kind of like conservation and just having reusable things that we use consistently. So make sure you have a reusable water bottle.
I think that goes for really any cruise. That's not just Alaska, but it's definitely more important in Alaska.
Especially while you're outside.
Yeah.
And speaking about outside, wear sunglasses. And sunscreen. And bug spray.
I was going to grab mine and put them on, but I don't know where they're at. Yeah, bug spray is a huge one. Make sure that I would actually suggest that this is the area where you should use a true DEET bug spray.
Yeah.
If you don't know what DEET is, look it up. It's horrible for your skin. I would say most of the time don't use it.
Try not to,
Try not to use it. We don't use it most of the time. But the Alaska mosquitoes are like the Avengers of the mosquitoes. Like they're just super strong and like, I don't know what it is.
They're super.
They are. They're just like another level of mosquito. And so you're going to want that deep protection. And then, sunscreen as well.
Yeah. Alaska ports are so different than any other type of cruise. And it's much more like adventure-y. Some of the ports are further away.
Adventure is out there.
Yeah. There's just a lot more kind of like hiking trail things to do.
Nature-y stuff.
Yeah. So one of the big things that we're bringing different than we usually do is like a day bag.
Yeah. So this one we got at REI. Michelle uses this outside of like our cruise.
Yeah.
But the reason that we brought this one up and why we're bringing this one is it has a rain shell.
Yes.
And so the reason you want that is obviously the same reason that you want the rain jacket. So whatever backpack you bring, make sure you bring something that you can fit, your water bottle in, some snacks, that type of stuff. And then if you don't have a rain shell for it, or if it's not like a kind of a hiking style like this, you can get a cheap rain shell on Amazon. You'll thank me later if you get stuck in a downpour and then all of your stuff is not compromised.
Not the snacks.
Not the snacks, not the phone.
And then just like in any other kind of port, if you're doing any kind of excursion, make sure that you have cash.
Yeah.
Especially, I feel like in Alaska, there's a lot of boat excursions. And on those, it's really customary to tip.
Yeah.
And so
you should never feel pressured to tip, but it's definitely just kind of speaking because that's an industry that I work in. A lot of those people are making kind of minimum wage and they make the majority of their income off of tips, so it goes a long way. Yeah,
and we typically do at least $10 a person.
Yeah.
Sometimes we do like a person, like, so we do $20 for both of us.
Yeah, if you have 2 crew members, you do $20.
For a standard kind of whale watch. Sometimes we'll do more if we have really exceptional service. That's just kind of the base.
Yeah.
But making sure to have cash for those excursions, just like any other excursion.
Yeah. Okay, moving on to everyone's favorite topic. Snacks with Michelle. So you definitely want to make sure that you bring some snacks with you in the backpack that you bring with you off the ship. Said backpack. The reason for this is that, like we mentioned, a lot of Alaska excursions are much further away than even like some of the Bahamian ones. You could be in a bus for 45 minutes to an hour or something. Something could break down.
On a train.
A train.
On a boat.
Yeah. So make sure you have maybe some bars or something to nibble on in case there's, you know, an unexpected delay.
Yeah, we've been on boat rides when something has happened and we haven't gone back to port at the time. We've seen videos of people being stuck on the train for hours.
Yeah.
So making sure that you have snacks. They always recommend having something factory sealed. So we usually will bring like some protein bars. Yeah.
And especially if you have kiddos. Definitely bring snacks if you have kiddos.
Or that a big kiddo.
And I feel like, or if you have a Michelle. But yeah, so definitely bring some snacks.
Yeah. Okay, we have a couple of honorable mentions. 2 to be specific. And the first one is seasickness medication.
Yeah.
Now, for the most part, the Alaska, you're going along the inside passage, and so you're usually between a couple of islands.
Yeah, it's almost like lake water.
Yeah, so it's pretty calm.
Yeah.
Except for
your first sea day and your last sea day.
Yes.
You can pass and actually be out in open waters on your first sea day and the last sea day. And it can get actually fairly rough if it's windy. So you want to be prepared for that. If you are prone to seasickness, we definitely say take some seasickness medication. I always recommend Bonine over Dramamine. Bonine makes you less drowsy. They actually say it's non-drowsy, but it's not actually non-drowsy. It's less drowsy. The other big thing with seasickness medication is that if you think you're going to need it, start taking it like 24 hours before you think you're going to need it. If you take it 30 minutes before, it's not going to help you and it could actually make things worse.
Yes, yeah. So we would even recommend taking it the day before embarkation just to kind of ease your way
into system. You can't, I don't want to say you can't take too much of it because you can, but it's not going to hurt you to have it in your system the day before.
Early, The other thing Kyle always recommends is if you have any kind of like alcohol wipes, if you smell those, that can help to die down that nauseous feeling for a little bit.
It's not permanent, but if you're in a pinch and you're starting to kind of feel that feeling coming on, if you just put it below your nose and smell it, that can, and if you don't believe me, some people don't believe me, Google it. It's an actual thing.
Yes. And then our last honorable mention is a good camera.
And this could be, you could buy a camera for this trip. You could like if you have been wanting to upgrade your phone, you could upgrade your phone. Phones take amazing photos nowadays. I'm actually blown away. I just got the new
17
Pro Max. It's the first time I've had the Pro Max style, but the photos that come out of this camera and the video quality is amazing.
Yeah,
but
Alaska is stunning.
Yes.
So you definitely want some kind of way to capture all that beauty.
Yeah. And me being a photographer, I'm going to be like, go buy a camera. Go big.
Yes. So if you have any questions about cameras, ask Kyle.
Camera time with Kyle.
But we should.
Nobody wants to see that.
I do. I'm going to make a sticker,
nerdy camera stuff. But yeah, so definitely bring some kind of camera. I don't even care if it's one of those disposable ones. Bring something to document your trip and make sure you're taking lots of pictures because it really can be a once-in-a-lifetime trip.
Yes.
So if you made it to the end of the video, thank you for sticking around. Before we let you go, we got a few quick housekeeping notes.
Yes, our next video is going to be our travel day to Vancouver to board our Alaska cruise.
Yeah.
We're actually taking the train from Seattle to Vancouver, which I'm so excited about. And then we're going to be getting into Vancouver on Canada Day.
Canada Day.
Which I'm so excited about.
Canada Day,
See what you did there.
But yeah, super stoked for that. It's going to be a great series. It's our first travel vlog that we've ever done. A lot of you guys have requested them, so here it is. Yes. So make sure you watch it.
And then we're going to be getting into all of Alaska. So
at least 6 videos from Alaska.
Yeah.
If you haven't watched our Disney Wonder series, that was the one that was right before this, go back and check that out. If you're going like, what the heck's he talking about? We went on the Disney Wonder on a 3-night cruise out of San Diego. It was our first West Coast sailing. And if maybe you're sailing to Alaska and you haven't seen the Wonder before, that would be a great introduction to what the ship looks like.
Yes.
So make sure you check that out. If you liked this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. That helps the algorithm figure out who to share it with. And if you guys don't mind leaving us a comment below, let us know if you're sailing to Alaska anytime soon, if you've sailed on the Wonder.
If you want to know what camera to buy,
if you want to know what camera to buy, or any of the things we talked about, leave it down in the comments below. We're happy to answer them there.
Yes.
But I think with that...
And don't forget to subscribe.
Oh yeah, subscribe. Right here.
Subscribe.
We'll wait.
And then hit the bell to make sure that you're notified so that when all of our fun Alaska videos come out, you'll be able to see them right away.
Definitely.
It'll be great.
Did you subscribe yet?
Did you?
We're waiting on you. It's still here. You can do it. Okay, I think they subscribed. All right, I think with that, guys, we will see you in the next video.
Yeah,
bye.